his affection and reluctance, along with it. After hearing Blondie's story, Officer Wu patted him on the shoulder and comforted him. "It'll be all right. Let's hurry up and set off." On the way, they encountered a rescue team. After learning the situation, the rescue team decided to help Blondie find Li Hongmei and the others. But after searching all the way, there wasn't a single person in the nearby rooms. But on the road nearby, there were traces of monsters being burned by fire. Blondie instantly understood Hongmei and the others were ahead, and immediately sprinted forward. "You must stay alive. I'm coming right away." But as he passed a large building, he suddenly stopped. He saw Li Hongmei's discarded backpack, and immediately rushed in, regardless of the danger, shouting Li Hongmei's name loudly. The rescue team also followed in, using flames to clear the cells on the wall. Suddenly, a team member shouted in horror, "Oh no! It's an exoskeleton." As soon as he finished speaking, that team member was pounced on. Before they could rescue him, screams and the sound of breaking bones came from the corridor corner. The next second, a blister monster appeared, but it was completely different from the previous monsters. Its entire body was made of hard bones, completely unafraid of burning flames. Watching his teammate being gnawed down to half, one of the teammates roared in anger, raised his rifle and started firing, but that monster's skeleton was unusually tough. Bullets couldn't inflict fatal damage on it at all. The next second, the monster's sharp arm pierced that team member, then lifted him up. The monster opened its mouth. Countless densely packed teeth were distributed in its mouth. With a crunch, that team member was swallowed in one bite. Seeing this, everyone quickly retreated, but before they ran a few steps, another blister monster crawled out from behind. The team member in front immediately raised his flamethrower and shot out flames, but after burning for only a few seconds, the flames extinguished. This also meant his fuel had run out, but what was even worse, that exoskeleton monster had also caught up. To avoid being completely wiped out, another team member decided to use himself to lure the monster away, immediately spraying flames at it, successfully enraging it. Then he led the monster running in another direction, and Blondie's side also took this opportunity to hide in a room. Then the rescue team began to report the situation to their superiors and request backup. Officer Wu asked puzzledly, "What is that exoskeleton purified body?" The squad leader took off his hat and explained to Officer Wu, "This type of exoskeleton is one of the monster's variants. Normal cells will mutate after multiplying in the body, but it directly mutates the skeleton. Because its cells are latent in all corners of the skeleton, ordinary flamethrowers cannot eliminate them, and our fuel has also run out now." Officer Wu took off his mask. "So you're saying there are other variants besides the exoskeleton?" The squad leader nodded. "So to reduce the appearance of variants, we try to eliminate all infected corpses." Hearing this, Blondie cursed angrily, "Damn it. You clearly understand the current situation very well. Why didn't you notify people in advance? If you had notified us in advance, we might not have come here. My friends wouldn't be in danger either." At this moment, a teammate nearby started reporting the situation, saying backup would arrive shortly. The squad leader immediately ordered, "Before reinforcements arrive, everyone must stay put." Hearing this, Blondie asked, "Then what about my friends?" "Give up," the squad leader said. "In this situation, rescue is impossible. Although I'm sorry to say this, but in this situation, your friends are unlikely to be safe and sound." Hearing this, Blondie became emotional. "Damn it. Don't talk nonsense. We can't say for sure yet." Seeing this, Officer Wu quickly stepped forward to stop Blondie, and apologized to the squad leader. The squad leader patiently said, "Rescue decisions must be made based on the support situation. But honestly, this situation is really not suitable for continued searching. And this yellow-haired kid, you'd better watch your words. Do you know how many teammates we lost trying to help you?" Just then, a ringing sound was heard. Officer Wu turned around and saw it was a phone ringing, and quickly went to answer it. And on the other end of the phone was the voice of an old woman. "You're next door, right? I inadvertently overheard your conversation. Are the people you're looking for a few female students?" Meanwhile, the shelter on the other side had already fallen. The homeless man guarding the door had also been infected. Fortunately, Li Yenyu and his group were prepared. They found a few spoons in the canteen, then wrapped rags around them, poured cooking oil on them, and with a lighter, It became a simple torch. When they encountered a monster, they threw the torch directly at it, burning that monster to death instantly. Just like that, the group cooperated and began to clear the monsters in the shelter. Suddenly, Li Yanyu turned his head. He sensed several more monsters upstairs and immediately called his companions to follow. Isa, seeing this, was somewhat surprised because Li Yanyu's performance exceeded his expectations. Although he had some expectations for him, he didn't expect him to be a human radar. Li Yanyu walked with a torch. When passing a room, the pain in his hand was particularly intense, and it was an unprecedented kind of pain. He slowly opened the door. Holding the torch, he advanced cautiously. On the bed in the dormitory sat an infected homeless man, muttering, "Kids, finish me off quickly while I still have consciousness." Han Shengui, seeing this, raised his torch and was about to throw it, but was stopped by Li Yanyu the next second. "Wait a minute. I still have some questions to ask." With that, he approached the homeless man. "Uncle, why are you still conscious after being infected?" Hearing this, the homeless man glanced at Li Yanyu. "So you've been infected too. I can clearly feel the cells on your body. But why can you stand there unharmed?" Li Yanyu quickly told him not to talk nonsense. "Answer my question quickly," the homeless man stated. "Because he had a tumor in his head. Those cells didn't want to merge. As for how I know, because they've been talking to me all along. Kid, can't you hear them too?" Hearing this, Li Yanyu finally understood why his hand would throb. Because the cells in his body were communicating with the surrounding cells. "Although I don't know how you stopped the cells from multiplying, but I can assure you, they are constantly breeding inside your body. After some time, you will also be like me, completely devoured by them, and your friends won't escape either." "Damn it, don't talk nonsense to me." With that, Li Yanyu threw the torch directly at him. "And your friends can't escape either." Yanyu panted heavily, turned his head, only to find the classmates behind him were all keeping their distance. He understood his identity was exposed. Just then, the beggar uncle walked over with concern. He wasn't dead, just severely injured. After understanding the situation, the beggar uncle stated, "It's not uncommon for homeless people to have brain tumors. Most people have physical problems, and no money for treatment. That's why they become homeless. In the end, they're all pitiful people." After discovering everyone was okay, the beggar uncle left with Li Yanyu's support. Seeing Li Yanyu leave, Han Shengui began to discuss countermeasures with everyone. "You all heard just now, Li Yanyu is an infected person, so if anyone talks about acting with him again in the future, be careful. I won't show mercy." Piyu Xiaoyan lowered her head in silence, but Isa asked the Hat Man what he thought about this. The Hat Man said it was a bit distressing. If the virus is really like cancer cells, then it is indeed incurable. Overall, it's better to keep a distance. Piyu Xiaoyan, on the other hand, felt it wasn't quite right to just treat Li Yanyu as infected. Besides, we've been with him for a long time, and our bodies haven't shown any abnormalities. Hearing this, Han Shengui shouted excitedly, "Can you stop defending him? That guy is strange all over. I said I won't spare anyone who covers for him. Do you think I'm joking?" Just then, the sound of a car driving approached. The Hat Man looked out the window and saw several cars driving towards them, and everyone getting out of the cars was armed. Clearly, they were here to capture the Hat Man and his group. Seeing this, the Hat Man and Han Shengui took out the previously collected safety hammers and began to hit the window forcefully, wanting to escape from the window. But Piyu Xiaoyan at this time said, "If we leave now, what about Li Yanyu then? We have to go together. What if he encounters those soldiers here?" Before he could finish speaking, Han Shengui fiercely smashed the window with a hammer. "Piyu Xiaoyan, can you stop talking nonsense? The soldiers are about to come upstairs, and you're still talking about Li Yanyu here. If you want to wait for him, you can stay here by yourself." The Hat Man also followed closely behind and urged, "Hurry up and follow. They're about to come upstairs." But Piyu Xiaoyan still wanted to wait for Li Yanyu. This 11th volume spoke up. Are you happy like this? You don't even have the courage to face danger alone. Yet to escape your own guilt, you easily say things like helping others. Are you really happy doing this? With that, he jumped out of the window and followed, watching the figures of the crowd leaving. A familiar scene flashed through her mind. She had abandoned Li Yanyu in the same way back then, but this time, she chose to stay. Just then, Li Yanyu came downstairs. Why are you alone? Where are the others? Pu Xiaoyan anxiously shouted, Yenyu, we need to get out of here quickly. They're coming soon. But before she could finish her sentence, the rescue team had already arrived behind them. Then Li Yenyu and his group were escorted back to the shelter. At this moment, a homeless man stood up and cursed at the soldier. How can you treat civilians like this? This is truly lawless. Facing the soldier's raised gun warning, the homeless man simply ignored it. The next second, a gunshot rang out. The homeless man also fell to the ground. The squad leader came over and reprimanded his subordinate. How many times have I told you? Don't let anyone suspected of being infected get close. Don't hesitate. Attack immediately. With that, he raised his gun and aimed at Li Yenyu. Kid, where did your friends run off to? Li Yenyu was scared and raised his hands, stammering that he didn't know, but the squad leader didn't believe him at all, and continued to urge him to answer quickly. Looking at the homeless man collapsed on the ground, the fear of death made his heart pound, and his head felt like it was about to explode, and his hand also began to throb with pain. Just then, a noise came from behind the rescue team. The squad leader turned to look. A group of blister monsters were crawling over from across the road. At this time, inside the quarantine area of the shelter, Jiang Zhishuan was chatting leisurely on his phone. And the reason Li Yenyu and the others were being pursued was also because when he was at the inspection center earlier, Li Yenyu had publicly identified him as infected. He therefore held a grudge, and then reported it to the rescue team, providing clues, and even falsely accused Li Yenyu of intentionally spreading cells to others. Ruthless and extremely dangerous, but he was also isolated as a result. Suddenly, his abdomen began to throb with pain. The guard also noticed the commotion and came in. Simultaneously, Li Yenyu's words flashed through his mind. You're infected, Jiang Zhishuan. He instantly panicked. Could what he said be true? But those armed guards were right beside him. He could only pretend to be calm and said to the guard, I just made a bet earlier, and accidentally fell. You don't need to worry. But the guard, after hearing this, immediately raised his gun and aimed at him, and told his teammate to report to the superiors. Just when Jiang Zhishuan thought he was finished, Red Hair suddenly appeared and stopped that guard, saying he would handle this matter. With that, he smiled at the guard, and that guard also nodded and went out. Then, Red Hair sat in front of Jiang Zhishuan. I'm here to help you. Can you tell me about your current situation? But Jiang Zhishuan thought Red Hair was trying to sound him out. Uncle, stop trying to get information out of me. Do you have any evidence that I'm infected? But hearing this, Red Hair laughed out loud, then gently touched Jiang Zhishuan with his hand. The next second, that bone-piercing pain appeared again. Clearly, such a strong reaction with just a slight stimulus. And you're still being stubborn with me. I have a pack of medicine here. Taking it can alleviate your symptoms. But there is a slight side effect, because this is an anti-cancer drug. Looking at Jiang Jixin's puzzled gaze, Red Hair said with a smile, aren't you very curious? Why am I helping you? Look at those guards outside. They're flamethrowers on their backs. I don't even know where they got them from. I've never even seen them before. But do you know what's the saddest part? Now they are our enemies. After Red Hair left, Jiang Jixin's phone suddenly rang. He quickly answered the call, only to find it was Li Yenyu's mother calling. Meanwhile, on Li Yenyu's side, the rescue team was struggling to fend off the monster's invasion. The squad leader couldn't understand. This is clearly a quarantine zone. Why are there so many monsters? And Li Yenyu and his group seized the opportunity to run towards another intersection. Watching his teammates sacrifice themselves one by one, the squad leader immediately issued a retreat order. At the same time, he also saw Li Yenyu and his group escaping. Halfway, Li Yenyu suddenly stopped. You guys go first. It's okay to leave me behind. Pu Xiaoyan turned her head in confusion. What are you saying? Hurry up and follow. Let's go together. But Li Yenyu lowered his head and began to recall the feeling of being pointed at by a gun earlier. At that time, he clearly sensed it was the cells in his own body, for survival, that started calling out to the surrounding monsters. So, to avoid attracting new monsters, Li Yenyu decided to separate from them. I'll understand if you abandon me before leaving. You don't need to act like you're concerned about me now, so hurry up and leave now. Seeing this, the beggar uncle also urged Li Yenyu to go with them, but Li Yenyu still refused. Helpless, they had to leave first. Big Zhuang, who chased after them, found Li Yanyu hiding in a corner, and immediately raised his gun, questioning him about the others' whereabouts. But Li Yanyu said he didn't know either. As soon as he finished speaking, Big Zhuang fired a shot. The bullet whizzed past Li Yanyu's ear. "Little brat. Let me ask you again, where did your friends run off to?" Seeing Li Yanyu crying in fear, Big Zhuang cursed angrily, lowered his gun, and prepared to leave. Suddenly, Li Yanyu felt a surge in his brain. He immediately shouted forward, "Don't go out. It's dangerous outside." Big Zhuang, who stopped in time, dodged the monster's attack. Meanwhile, Pu Xiaoyan, hearing the gunshot, ignored the beggar uncle's dissuasion, and was about to go back to find Li Yanyu, but was blocked halfway by a blister monster. In a critical moment, Li Yanyu and Big Zhuang appeared in time, and dealt with that monster, then asked Pu Xiaoyan why she came back. "Didn't I tell you all to leave?" Xiaoyan helplessly said. "The classmates have all scattered. Now there's only the two of us left here. Whether we can make it to Namsan Tower alive, to meet up with Kui Daihan and the others is uncertain. So, we should help each other even more now." Big Zhuang nearby, hearing they were going to Namsan Tower, immediately said he happened to be going too, because he had received a request from Namsan Tower earlier, a message about two people looking for friends. Everyone instantly understood. The two people he was talking about were Kui Daihan and Officer Wu. Big Zhuang said, "In that case, let's team up and go together, and I can also provide you with help." Xiaoyan was very happy after hearing this, and immediately bowed to Big Zhuang to express her gratitude. Seeing this, Big Zhuang felt a bit embarrassed. "Then I'll keep your escape from the shelter a secret, since fate brought us together." Afterwards, the group, led by Big Zhuang, headed towards Officer Wu's location. Meanwhile, on the other side, Officer Wu and his group arrived at the old woman's room. After inquiring, they learned Li Hongmei and the others had passed by the door an hour ago, and should be hiding in a room not far from here, but their fuel had already run out by now. Rushing out to search would only be a waste. Officer Wu patted Blondie's shoulder and comforted him. "As long as the rescue forces arrive, everything will be over, so don't worry too much." Little did they know, the rescue teams coming to support had already been wiped out halfway, and on Li Yanyu's side, the beggar uncle's condition was somewhat grim. He had been severely injured by those homeless men earlier in the shelter. While protecting these students, his ribs were also broken as a result. To avoid burdening Li Yanyu and his group, he had intended to endure it, but the intense pain from his chest and abdomen forced him to stop. "You guys go quickly, don't worry about me." But Li Yanyu and his group didn't listen to him. Instead, they first helped him to a nearby shop. Li Yanyu asked Big Zhuang to protect the beggar uncle. He prepared to go outside and search for some painkillers. Pu Xiaoyan, worried, also followed him out. But as soon as the two entered the pharmacy, Li Yanyu sensed danger, and quickly pushed Pu Xiaoyan down. On the street outside, a blister monster was roaming, so the two prepared to hide for a while, and go out after the monster left. Then the two squatted under the table like that. The familiar situation reminded Pu Xiaoyan of the time they were hiding in the cable car. She remembered the scene of Qiutian turning into a monster, and couldn't help but cry. "Why did this kind of thing happen to us? I was really looking forward to this school trip." Hearing this, Li Yanyu said he felt the same. "I, like you, was really looking forward to this school trip, although these monsters ruined everything. But I want to ask you a question. Can you answer me frankly?" Pu Xiaoyan was somewhat puzzled. "What question? Is it about Jinju Bing? Did he really tell you guys back then? Something like abandoning me?" Looking at Pu Xiaoyan's hesitant appearance, Li Yanyu also had his answer in his heart. But at this moment, he didn't care. "Now that things have developed to this point, I can understand you all more and more. Fear can really make people cowardly, but I want to tell you, Jinju Bing was really brave at the last moment, braver than all of us." Then he picked up the painkillers, and ran with Big Zhuang towards Officer Wu's location. On the way, they saw that already fallen support team, but the burning flames had already engulfed them. Just then, a flamethrower on the ground caught Li Yanyu's attention. He immediately slung it over his shoulder. Before Big Zhuang could finish observing the situation, he rushed directly into the mainland where Officer Wu was. Big Zhuang thought he was a show-off fool, and said he wouldn't care if something went wrong. Little did he know, Li Yanyu had already sensed the surroundings and found no traces of monsters nearby for the time being, but he didn't let his guard down because of this, and still cautiously observed the surrounding situation. Suddenly, Pu Xiaoyan also ran in. Yanyu, take me with you, then followed closely behind Li Yanyu, looking at the crackling blisters burning on the ground. Pu Xiaoyan was a little scared. Uncle and Kui Dahan shouldn't be in any danger. Li Yanyu said if they followed this fire, they should meet them soon. But if something really happened, then we can only burn them ourselves. But I really hope that kind of thing doesn't happen again. But as they passed the corner of the stairs, they saw a soldier sitting on the ground, and his abdomen was pierced by a bone spike. Li Yanyu thought he was the soldier who requested rescue, and was about to go forward to check, and that soldier also spoke at the same time. Don't come over. Run quickly. This is a trap set by that monster. He used me as bait to lure our troops. As soon as he finished speaking, Li Yanyu's head began to throb. He quickly turned his head, and found that exoskeleton mutated body had already come up behind them. He originally wanted to use the flamethrower to repel it, but the next second, his arm was pierced by the monster's sharp claws. Then it lifted him up and slowly brought him to its mouth, but it didn't eat him directly. It was just interacting with the cells in Li Yanyu's body. Seeing this, Li Yanyu quickly calmed himself down, then aimed the flamethrower at the monster's mouth. The next second, scorching flames shot out. The monster, in pain, flung him away. Pu Xiaoyan quickly went forward to help Li Yanyu up. Just then, the soldier behind them spoke. I'll hold him off. You guys run quickly. This kind of attack cannot eliminate exoskeleton monsters. While that monster hasn't recovered yet, you guys quickly run downstairs. My teammates should all be there. Hearing this, Pu Xiaoyan quickly helped Li Yanyu downstairs, looking at that monster with a mouth full of black smoke. The soldier couldn't help but laugh out loud. Ha ha ha, you damn monster, you deserve this. Do you think he'll let you off so easily? With that, he sprayed flames at the monster. Meanwhile, Pu Xiaoyan was helping Li Yanyu downstairs. Suddenly, a familiar figure caught her attention. Pu Xiaoyan looked closely, and found it was her best friend, Jin Minju. She immediately ran towards her quickly. Minju, is that you? That's great, so you were here, but where are the others? Facing Pu Xiaoyan's questioning, Jin Minju remained silent. Li Yanyu sensed danger, and anxiously shouted, come back quickly, something is wrong with her. Suddenly, Jin Minzu's head turned around, scaring Pu Xiaoyan stiff on the spot. Jin Minzu's face was covered in blisters. Then she lunged at Pu Xiaoyan. In a critical moment, Li Yanyu rushed forward, raised the flamethrower and cremated her on the spot. A moment later, Jin Minju was motionless, watching her good friend being slowly engulfed by flames. Past images flashed through her mind. Xiaoyan, hello, my name is Jin Minju. Nice to meet you. From now on, we are good friends. Thinking of this, Pu Xiaoyan covered her face in pain. Li Yanyu wanted to comfort her, but the next second, that exoskeleton monster caught up. Li Yanyu turned his head and found a dead end behind him. They had no way to retreat now. Li Yanyu shielded Pu Xiaoyan behind him, then raised the flamethrower and aimed it at the monster's mouth. But strangely, the exoskeleton monster, after seeing the flamethrower, actually stopped in its tracks, as if afraid of something. The two sides faced off tensely like this. Suddenly, Blondie and the squad leader appeared. One threw a Molotov cocktail, the other fired his rifle. And Li Yanyu also seized the opportunity to spray flames into the monster's mouth. The exoskeleton monster screamed in pain, then quickly ran upstairs. Seeing this, Li Yanyu raised his flamethrower and was about to follow, but was stopped by the squad leader the next second. Questioning where Li Yanyu got the weapon, Li Yanyu anxiously replied, I found this where the soldiers died earlier. That monster is severely injured now. If we don't finish him off now, it will only become more troublesome later. Gushu, hearing this, was silent for a moment. Immediately, he took the flamethrower from Li Yanyu, then went upstairs with the squad leader. Suddenly, Blondie rushed to the front, saying he would attract the monster's attention, lest it run away upon seeing the flamethrower. Li Yanyu also, through his senses, locked onto the monster's position. At this time, the resting monster was startled by Blondie's sudden appearance. Then, Blondie smashed a Molotov cocktail on the monster's head. The enraged monster pounced on Blondie. Officer Wu, hiding nearby, seized the opportunity, and rushed out directly, suppressing the monster. Li Yanyu reminded Officer Wu from behind. Attacking the surface is useless. This monster hides its cells in its mouth. So you have to get close and set fire in its mouth. Hearing this, Officer Wu immediately aimed the flames at the monster's mouth. To completely eliminate the cells in the monster's body, Officer Wu began to approach slowly. Seeing this planetary action, the squad leader quickly shouted loudly, "Don't get too close." But as soon as he finished speaking, Officer Wu was pierced through the chest by a bone spike. Seeing this, the squad leader stopped Blondie, who wanted to help, raised his rifle and kept shooting at the monster's head, successfully attracting the monster's attention. Officer Wu also seized the opportunity to shove the flamethrower into the monster's mouth. The next second, a torrent of flames poured out, but this was far from enough to completely eliminate it. Officer Wu endured the excruciating pain from the bone spike and continued to move forward. With every step, his wound widened. Blood flowed from his chest down to his leg. With astonishing willpower, he finally managed to get the nozzle into the monster's mouth. A moment later, the monster was burned into a puddle of liquid. Blondie and his group quickly came forward to help, but were stopped by Officer Wu, because he knew clearly, this monster was not completely dead yet. "Squad leader, I need to ask you for a favor. Could you lend me your gun for a moment? I will stay here, using the fuel tank on my back, and self-destruct with this guy." Hearing this, Blondie became emotional. "What are you saying? Uncle, do you really not want to live anymore? Didn't you say you'd help me find my friends?" Officer Wu coughed. "You brat. I told you to call me brother. You still refused to call me brother until the very end. Look at me now, how can I help anyone? If I pull this out, I'll die instantly." Li Yanyu was extremely guilty. "I'm sorry, it's all because of me." Officer Wu said there was nothing to be sorry about. "Anyway, I was as good as dead back then. If I hadn't met you all, I would have given up on myself long ago." Suddenly, that monster's body began to merge again. "There's no time. Squad leader, can you lend me your gun?" Hearing this, the squad leader quickly handed the gun to Officer Wu. "It was nice knowing you. I'll leave the rest to you." With that, he pulled Blondie and his group away. As he left, Blondie looked at Officer Wu reluctantly, but Officer Wu just nodded. Blondie couldn't hold back his tears anymore. He really wanted to help Officer Wu, but was powerless. Then he turned and left. Officer Wu placed the fuel tank from his back into the monster's mouth, then raised his gun and aimed at it. "You damn monster. Having me accompany you to the seventh heaven isn't too bad, right?" Before dying, he thought of his fiancée. "I'm sorry, Shan, it still ended up like this. Can you forgive me for that hesitant look when I saw you then?" "I'm sorry, Shan, I'm coming to you now." Then an explosion completely ended the monster. Blondie and his group had just come downstairs when they ran into Big Zhuang and Jiang Hannah. Blondie immediately asked him where Li Hongmei and the others were, but Jiang Hannah directly turned and ran. Blondie, seeing this, immediately chased after her, pushed her to the ground. "Damn it, why are you suddenly running? Where are Li Hongmei and the others?" But Jiang Hannah just kept repeating, "No, it's not my fault. It really isn't my fault." Just then, Big Zhuang behind them spoke. "When I found her, it seemed she was the only survivor." Blondie panicked upon hearing this, and Jiang Hannah also suddenly stood up and shouted, "It's all because of you. Kui Daihan, that's right. It's all because of Li Hongmei. They got off the bus because of you." Pu Xiaoyan couldn't listen anymore. "Jiang Hannah, Hongmei, what exactly happened to her?" Jiang Hannah said tremblingly. "Li Hongmei, she was attacked by a monster." Then Blondie arrived at the room where Li Hongmei was. Looking at Hongmei lying in a pool of blood, Blondie stood there, stunned in disbelief. His eyes were full of sorrow. That girl who was always chattering and full of life was now lying there quietly. Blondie knelt on the ground powerlessly, then burst into tears. "I'm sorry, Hongmei, I still couldn't make it in time." A long time later, the group returned to the beggar uncle's residence. The beggar uncle, upon learning of Officer Wu's death, was not surprised, because he had told the beggar uncle before he left that this day would come. "Xia Wanji, you finally went to find your fiancé. I wish you a safe journey." He then comforted everyone, telling them to live well. At this moment, Li Yanyu questioned Jiang Hannah. "Why did you run away back then? And what exactly happened at that time?" Jiang Hannah explained, "Because I couldn't trust you. When dealing with the monster earlier, Jin Minju was clearly infected, but she said she was fine. We were all deceived. How can I trust you now?" Li Yanyu told her that was the cell's incubation period. When we were at the shelter before, many people were in that situation. The reason we approached you was because we trusted you, so please trust us. Also, if you really escaped from the variant monster, then you should thank Kui Daihan. If he hadn't come with the soldiers to find you, you'd probably be eaten by monsters by now. At this moment, Jiang Hana suddenly said, the classmates have already arranged a meeting place. Yinyu didn't understand what this meant. Jiang Hana explained that after the classmates regained communication, they started sharing information. The safest place now is Namsan Tower. There is a lot of food on top of Namsan Tower, and it's an isolated place. Very safe. Hearing this, Pu Xiaoyan looked puzzled. Clearly, no one was talking in the class group chat. Jiang Hana stated, Jiang Jijun created a new group. You guys aren't in it. Just then, several soldiers came in with an old lady. The squad leader said the current situation was not good, so he prepared to take everyone to the shelter. Hearing this, Li Yanyu directly refused. We plan to stay here. However, the squad leader disagreed. Sorry, protecting you is our duty, so everyone must follow. At this, Pu Xiaoyan lied, saying she would meet friends at Namsan Tower later, and would return immediately after meeting them, to go to the shelter together. After the squad leader considered for a moment, Namsan Tower was indeed quite close to here. Forget it, then you go quickly and come back quickly. Then he looked at Big Zhuang nearby. You go with them. Report to me immediately if you encounter danger. Big Zhuang was a bit hesitant at first, but when he saw Pu Xiaoyan looking at him, his face instantly flushed, and he said it was on him. Then Pu Xiaoyan called out to Li Yanyu, wanting to help him bandage the wound previously pierced by the monster, but was surprised to find, look at Da Zhuang next to him. Just then, Blondie also rushed over, going to Namsan Tower. Then let's set off now. Coincidentally, I also want to wipe out those monsters, completely. This is a youthful graduation photo, but it is also the posthumous photo of this group of high school students, because the people in the photo were either killed by monsters, or became part of a monster. It turned out that just now, Li Yanyu and his group, led by Big Zhuang, were heading towards Namsan Tower. They were preparing to meet up with the survivors there. Suddenly, Li Yanyu stopped. He sensed blister monsters ahead, and immediately suggested everyone take a detour, but Blondie was now blinded by anger. He pushed Li Yanyu aside, picked up a Molotov cocktail and smashed it on the monster's head. The scorching flames made the monster scream continuously, but Blondie didn't stop there. He picked up a burning branch from the ground again, and threw it at the monsters in the parking lot. At this moment, he had only one thought in his mind. That was to kill all these beasts that had taken his beloved. Soon, all the monsters in the parking lot were eliminated. Then the group continued to walk up the mountain. Big Zhuang on the road kept trying to strike up a conversation with Pu Xiaoyan. To avoid awkwardness, Xiaoyan could only give a few perfunctory replies. Suddenly, a rustling sound came from the nearby bushes, startling the group. Big Zhuang immediately raised his gun and aimed, but found it was a cute little squirrel. What? It was a false alarm. Then he prepared to comfort Pu Xiaoyan, but found she was now hiding behind Li Yanyu. The intimate gesture made Big Zhuang very unhappy, and he immediately told them not to stand there, and to hurry up and follow. Remembering Li Yanyu's earlier, crying appearance to save his life, Big Zhuang couldn't help but complain, what's so good about this kid? Isn't he just a crybaby? Soon, the group arrived at the base of the tower, just a few more steps forward, and they would reach the meeting point agreed upon by the classmates. But Li Yanyu stopped at this moment. He felt something behind him staring at him. Looking back, he found nothing. What's going on? Did I imagine it? But when the group risked danger to enter Namsan Tower, they found not a single person inside. Big Zhuang asked Jiang Hana to contact her classmates, but Jiang Hana said she hadn't been able to contact them since earlier. Big Zhuang suddenly felt he had been tricked, and immediately wanted to take everyone down the mountain to the shelter. This place is too dangerous. Li Yanyu asked Big Zhuang to wait a moment. He prepared to go upstairs and take a look. What if the classmates were right upstairs? Helpless, Big Zhuang could only go up with Li Yanyu. After seeing no cells around, Li Yanyu asked Big Zhuang to wait here. He would go to the other rooms to observe. Hearing this, Big Zhuang sneered. Are you trying to get yourself killed, kid? How dare you order me around? Li Yanyu asked Da Zhuang to wait a moment. Before he could figure out the situation, Big Zhuang's gun was aimed at him. He was scared and fell to the ground, quickly admitting his mistake. Seeing this, Big Zhuang smiled satisfactorily. As a man, you're too cowardly. I was just teasing you. But in the future, be more polite to me, understand? Just then, a monster quietly appeared in the corridor. Meanwhile, Piyu Xiaoyan and her group were anxiously contacting their classmates. Blondie, unable to wait any longer, went up to the canteen alone. He prepared to make some Molotov cocktails and charge his phone while at it. Seeing Blondie leave, Jiang Hannah said tremblingly, "They can't possibly find their friends here. Because their friends aren't here." Hearing this, Piyu Xiaoyan was stunned and asked her why she didn't say so earlier. But Jiang Hannah lowered her head. "Because they only agreed to let you and me go, no one else. So let's hurry up and leave now." Saying so, she pulled Piyu Xiaoyan's hand. Piyu Xiaoyan disagreed, insisting on going with them. Suddenly, a gunshot rang out. Jiang Hannah's expression changed instantly, and said, "You fellow, you also betrayed my trust in you." Then she directly pushed Piyu Xiaoyan aside and ran out, and Piyu Xiaoyan, who fell downstairs, happened to encounter Big Zhuang and Li Yanyu, who were escaping, and a monster was closely following behind them. Xiaoyan looked closely, and found it was the mutated Minute Chotian. Big Zhuang quickly raised his gun to suppress it. Before the monster could recover, Big Zhuang turned and ran downstairs. "I betrayed my trust in you. Run quickly." Hearing this, Li Yanyu pulled Piyu Xiaoyan and ran upstairs. Because Li Yanyu and his group had no weapons, so the monster chose to pursue them. As the monster got closer, the pain in Li Yanyu's body also intensified. Suddenly, Red Hair's words flashed through his mind. "Friend, let Big Brother give you some advice. Next time you encounter a monster, don't run. You'll understand many things." Driven to desperation, Li Yanyu decided to take a gamble. He immediately turned around and shielded Piyu Xiaoyan behind him. "If anything happens to me, you run quickly, please." Meanwhile, that monster had already opened its mouth and pounced, but Li Yanyu just slowly raised his infected hand. That monster actually stopped in its tracks. Then, Li Yanyu began to communicate with the monster. "Look, I also have the same cells as you. You can feel it too, right? So please, just leave." Surprisingly, that monster seemed to understand Li Yanyu's words, and actually started to retreat. Suddenly, Blondie rushed down from upstairs, and smashed a Molotov cocktail on the monster's head, then shouted loudly, "Hurry up and come up." After reaching safety, Li Yanyu asked Xiaoyan where Jiang Hannah had gone. Piyu Xiaoyan stammered, "Hannah, she was scared away by the monster. I don't know where she is now either." At this moment, Blondie spoke up, "I think I know where Jiang Hannah is, because I found our classmates' hiding place. Jiang Hannah was lying to us from the beginning." Meanwhile, on the other side, Jiang Hannah, after reuniting with her classmates, was isolated by the other female students inside. At this moment, a man with glasses walked over and asked Jiang Hannah if she wanted something to eat, but Jiang Hannah remained silent, thinking to herself, "What the? So unlucky. Why are you trying to get close to me?" Yang Xiu nearby noticed. He said his phone was out of battery, and asked if he could borrow her phone. Jiang Hannah said with a troubled expression, "I don't even have enough for myself. Besides, now is not the time to lend to others." Hearing this, Big Mouth Girl nearby glanced at Jiang Hannah. "Give me your phone to check. Otherwise, get out. Choose one yourself." Under duress, Jiang Hannah reluctantly handed over her phone. Big Mouth Girl checked it, while asking, "Why didn't Piyu Xiaoyan come with you? So strange. If she knew we were here, it's impossible she wouldn't come." As she spoke, she was about to check the phone gallery. Jiang Hannah instantly panicked, and immediately started to snatch the phone back. Seeing this, Big Mouth Girl couldn't help but laugh, just looking at the gallery. "Could it be that you took some indecent photos?" But the next second, her smile froze directly. The first photo inside was actually Hong Mei lying in a pool of blood. "Damn it, what the hell is this? Jiang Hannah, you psycho. What did you do to Li Hong Mei?" The girl's best friend was killed by a monster, but she didn't feel scared, and even took a photo of her dead best friend with her phone. And this photo happened to be discovered by Big Fatty, who was checking her phone. Discovered by Mai. Instantly, a chill ran straight up her spine. "Damn it. Jiang Hannah. You psycho, what did you do to Li Hong Mei?" Saying so, She was about to kick Jiang Hannah out. Jiang Hannah, her secret exposed, was about to argue, when suddenly, a rapid knocking sound came from the door. Big Mouth Girl went to the door and looked, and found it was Blondie and his group. She immediately gave them a friendly gesture. Even if you beg me, I might not open the door for you, Blondie said coldly. Open the door quickly while I'm still talking nicely. Don't think I don't know. You created a new group behind our backs. Big Mouth Girl, exposed, was completely unconcerned. So what if you know? Unless you kneel and beg me now. Otherwise, don't even think about coming in. Yang Xiu behind her was somewhat surprised. He didn't understand how Blondie knew about Genshin Group. Big Mouth Girl turned to look at Jiang Hannah beside her. Did you leak it? Jiang Hannah quickly shook her head in denial. Seeing the people inside still had no intention of opening the door, Li Yanyu suggested going back first. Staying outside like this is dangerous. Commander is me. But Blondie didn't intend to give up just like that. They provoked us first. We must make them pay a price. With that, he prepared to smash the door and make them all go crazy together. Just then, Big Zhuang arrived, then raised his gun and said, if you don't open the door, I'll shoot. After opening the door, Big Mouth Girl still looked unconvinced. Hearing Big Zhuang wanting to take them away, Little Dimple, Big Mouth Girl directly refused even more. She thought it was very safe here. Hearing this, Big Zhuang was speechless. Fine, forget it. If you don't have supplies later, don't blame me if you starve to death here. Besides, I just received a notification. Due to intense citizen protests, City A has now lifted its lockdown. If you come back with me now, you can immediately board the dam leaving this place. Then you won't have to suffer here, and you can go home. Hearing this good news, the crowd was stunned at first, then cried with excitement, and Li Yanyu stood silently to the side, thinking of the deceased Jinju Bing. He couldn't help but feel a little sad. If only you were still alive. Then Yang Xiu and Xiaoyan talked about what happened earlier. That Jiang Hannah, seeing the collapsed Hong Mei, not only did she not try to save her, but even took a photo. Don't you think it's a bit creepy? Hearing this, Xiaoyan quickly turned her head, only to find Jiang Hannah was long gone. Meanwhile, Blondie went to the kitchen. Chuya, who followed him, asked what he was doing. Blondie said he was looking for something like a wine bottle, and asked if she had seen me. Hearing this, Chuya took out a wine bottle. Are you talking about this? Blondie was stunned, and asked her why she would put such a thing in her bag. Chuya explained it was left over from the last dinner party. She had been carrying it to avoid being discovered by the teacher. Looking at Blondie squatting on the ground making Molotov cocktails, Chuya asked him where he learned this. Hearing this, Blondie suddenly stopped what he was doing. He thought of the deceased Xia Wanji, and couldn't help but feel a little sad, and slowly said, an older brother I know taught me. Just then, Big Zhuang's voice came, everyone gather. We need to leave this place before sunset. Pu Xiaoyan told Big Zhuang one person was still missing. I have another friend missing. Seeing Xiaoyan has something, Big Zhuang quickly went forward to help search. Suddenly, a familiar throbbing pain came. Li Yanyu also sensed the danger, and quickly said, we must evacuate quickly. I sense that monster isn't dead. Fire can't completely destroy it, which means Chotian is still alive. Meanwhile, Jiang Hannah was curled up in the corridor, still muttering curses, cursing Big Mouth Girl, that smelly woman. She clearly knows nothing. Why is she treating me like this? And Hong Mei, I'm sorry. I know I was wrong. As soon as he finished speaking, a noise came from within the corridor. Jiang Hannah tremblingly raised her head, and found the mutated Minute Chotian right in front of her, and it was slowly approaching him, and on the other side, Blondie and his group were already panting from exhaustion. Where on earth did Jiang Hannah run off to? Why isn't there even a shadow of her? Just when everyone was at a loss, Big Zhuang started to show off. Looks like I have to step in. He told everyone to stay put. He would go save her. Xiaoyan, you don't need to worry too much either. Looking at Big Zhuang like this, Xiaoyan only felt somewhat bewildered. Big Mouth Girl, however, complained. Why do we have to find her? That crazy woman must have run away alone after we discovered her wrongdoing. Let's not bother with her. Let's just go. But Big Zhuang didn't pay her any attention, just turned his head and called Li Yanyu to go with him. Then the two arrived at a corridor. Seeing no traces of monsters nearby, Big Zhuang began to question. I only asked you to follow. Do you have any objections? Li Yanyu, seeing Big Zhuang had a gun in his hand. Of course, dared not have any objections, but for helping us, I'm more than grateful. Hearing this answer, Big Zhuang grinned. You're really good with words, kid, but what puzzles me is, are you really not afraid of those cells? You've been particularly arrogant since before. Li Yanyu explained he wasn't intentionally avoiding people who could have been saved. It would make my conscience uneasy. Hearing this, Big Zhuang couldn't help but laugh. You talk as if you're a savior. Just tell me the truth. Are you trying to impress Xiaoyan? Do you like her? As soon as these words were spoken, Li Yanyu quickly lowered his head and denied it, but his blushing cheeks wouldn't lie. He indeed still liked Piyu Xiaoyan, even though they were currently estranged. Seeing Li Yanyu keeping his head down, Big Zhuang's face darkened, and he questioned loudly, I'm asking you a question. Answer quickly. Do you like her or not, you fellow? Looking at Big Zhuang's expression, Li Yanyu sensed something was wrong. Big Zhuang wanted to kill him. Suddenly, Blondie walked over. Didn't you say you were going to find Jiang Hannah? Why are you just chatting here then? Then Blondie told them to follow, saying he had found other stairs. Meanwhile, Piyu Xiaoyan and her group, who had stayed behind, were observing the situation outside through the window. The city was already covered by those giant cells. Xiaoyan couldn't understand. The situation is clearly so bad now. Why was the lockdown lifted? Yang Xiu nearby asked Big Mouth Girl. What happened to Jiang Hannah in the past? Why do so many people dislike her? Hearing this, Big Mouth Girl began to recall her school days. The boys in the class had secretly read Jiang Hannah's diary. After Jiang Hannah found out about this, she acted very angry. Normally, being angry is quite normal, but do you know what was written inside? It was all about wanting to drug the classmates' milk, or pushing so-and-so down the stairs, and she always pretended to be normal, and played with Li Hongmei. So now you know why I find her so creepy. Her mind is already occupied by victim consciousness. Just then, a noise came from behind them. A blister monster crawled over. Seeing this, Chuya took a Molotov cocktail out of her bag and smashed it on the monster. The scorching flames quickly engulfed the monster, but the crisis was not resolved. The monsters above, sensing their companion was in danger, actually swarmed towards them. Seeing this, the group ran for their lives. On the way, Yang Xiu's phone suddenly popped up a message, instantly alarming him. Meanwhile, Blondie and his group arrived on the second floor, but found the room inside pitch black. Li Yanyu immediately told Blondie to be careful, because his hand had started to throb. Sure enough, after walking a few steps, they saw Jiang Hannah, blocked by a monster. Because her strength was too small, the door was quickly pulled open a crack by the monster. The next second, a mass of cells shot out from the crack, scaring Jiang Hannah into quickly retreating. Blondie, seeing this, smashed a Molotov cocktail at it. The monster, burned, screamed continuously, but the next second, a strange scene occurred. That monster actually used its hand to remove the burning part from its face, then turned and ran. Big Zhuang told Blondie to quickly throw a Molotov cocktail. Don't let the monster escape. And that monster, as if understanding Big Zhuang's words, directly turned around and emitted a piercing sound wave. The group instantly felt as if needles were pricking their heads, and painfully covered their ears. By the time they recovered, that monster was long gone. Li Yanyu felt the throbbing pain from his palm. That familiar feeling was exactly the same as at the shelter. Could the roar just now not have been an attack, but a call for companions? Seeing the monster run away, Jiang Hannah quickly asked Blondie and his group for help. To this, Blondie said to answer his question first. What exactly happened with Li Hongmei's photo? Seeing Jiang Hannah's hesitant appearance, Big Zhuang directly aimed his gun at her. You just stay inside with me. If you dare come out, I'll shoot. Blondie asked Big Zhuang in confusion why he did that. Weren't we here to save her? Big Zhuang then stated, saving people should be done before contact with monsters. Who knows if she's infected by monsters now? Jiang Hannah was terrified, and quickly said she hadn't touched any monsters. Hongmei's incident was indeed, because she took photos at that time, to post in the class group chat, to ask classmates for help. I really wasn't infected. Please, take me with you. Hearing this, Li Yanyu's face was indeed grim, because he saw the cells in Jiang Hannah's body, and immediately said coldly, Jiang Hannah is infected. I just saw it. When she was holding the doorknob and confronting the monster, Blondie was stunned, thinking Li Yanyu was talking nonsense. Because what happened just now? They didn't see it at all. But Li Yanyu insisted he saw it, and signaled everyone to leave her and go back quickly. But the next second, a gunshot rang out. Li Yanyu turned his head in horror, and found Jiang Hana had already fallen to the ground. But what made his scalp tingle even more was, Jiang Hana was now glaring at him with a hateful gaze. Blondie nearby was emotional, grabbed Big Zhuang and asked him, without any evidence, why did he just take a life so recklessly? Hearing this, Big Zhuang directly pushed Blondie away. Do you know, in this situation, because of indecision, how many of my colleagues have sacrificed themselves? At this moment, the monster that had escaped earlier returned. Seeing this, the group quickly ran towards the exit, and Jiang Hana, collapsed on the ground, was constantly muttering Li Yanyu, disappear, and similar words. The next second, that monster arrived in front of her. Qiutian, help me, we must eliminate them all. Hearing this, the mutated Qiutian shot out a mass of cells, and assimilated her completely a moment later. Meanwhile, on the other side, Blondie and his group returned to their original spot, and successfully reunited with Pu Xiaoyan and her group. And Blondie was still questioning Li Yanyu at this time. Why did he frame Jiang Hana as an infected person? Even if she had no conscience, you can't just kill her like that. Jiang Zhishuan was the same before. Is your hobby to frame people you dislike as infected? Li Yanyu, you need to know, you're the one who took her life. Hearing this, Li Yanyu directly flung Blondie's hand away, stating he hadn't framed anyone. If it were you, even if you knew the truth, would you pretend not to know? Pu Xiaoyan, unaware, asked, why didn't Hannah come with you? Could it be that something happened to her too? Big Zhuang began to apologize, saying he couldn't help it either. Your friend was already infected at that time. Blondie, furious, directly interrupted him. You guys just know how to lie through your teeth. She wasn't infected at all. You took matters into your own hands and finished her off, just because of this guy's lie. Li Yanyu, Big Mouth Girl told everyone not to worry. Anyway, there's no one here who likes that person. Let's just evacuate quickly. Suddenly, Li Yanyu's hand started to throb again. He sensed that monster was coming, and immediately signaled everyone to run quickly. Soon, that monster ran up, and began chasing the crowd. Yang Xiu, fleeing behind, accidentally bumped into Big Zhuang in front, lost his footing and fell directly to the ground. He looked back in horror, and found that monster right in front of him, with Jiang Hana's face still attached to it. Then the monster pounced on him. Chuya, seeing this, picked up a Molotov cocktail and smashed it at it. Looking at its own burning arm, the monster directly broke it off and continued eating. Li Yanyu quickly stepped forward and stopped Chuya, saying fire was useless. This monster will remove the fire from its body. Then the group ran down the mountain. The cell monsters on the road were increasing in number. Big Zhuang's gun alone couldn't stop them. Big Mouth Girl, running behind, was quickly caught up by a monster. Just as that cell monster was about to pounce, the man with glasses picked up a nearby burning chair, and smashed it down. The monster was quickly engulfed in flames. The man with glasses panted heavily. Are you okay? Looking at the man with glasses in front, Big Mouth Girl started to complain, helping out and still making such a fuss. Quick, help me up. As soon as she finished speaking, a cell shot out and grabbed the man with glasses tightly. Big Mouth Girl, seeing this, ran away directly in fear. Before being devoured, the man with glasses saw a horrifying scene. Jiang Hana on the monster's body spoke. Why isn't it Wushanying? That smelly woman is such a spoil sport. With that, she began to devour the man with glasses. At the same time, Li Yanyu, running in front, suddenly stopped. Running like this isn't a solution. He thought of an idea that could completely eliminate that monster. Then the group returned to the second floor. Because the structure here was circular, Li Yanyu would first lure the monster in, then Chuya and Blondie would hide in the passages on both sides. As soon as they saw the monster enter, they would immediately set fire to trap the monster. Pu Xiaoyan and her group on the other side reached the first floor under Big Zhuang's cover. Looking at the endless stream of monsters running over, Xiaoyan thought of a way. She picked up a nearby trash bag and lit it, then threw it towards the door. Because they were afraid of the flame cells, the monsters didn't dare to approach at all, and could only squat by the door. But the mutated Jiang Hana was not afraid, so the classmates were all hiding here. Quick, open the door. Qiutian has something to say to you. With that, she shot out the cells from her body. and began to squeeze in through the door crack. Seeing this, Xiaoyan looked at the gas stove nearby, then used a trash bag and a chair leg to make a torch. If you can understand what I'm saying, stop quickly. We made many in the kitchen behind, torches. If you dare come in, we'll burn you. Hearing this, Jiang Hannah was furious. Pu Xiaoyan, that annoying woman, such an eyesore. Then she retracted the cells from the door crack. Suddenly, someone shouted Jiang Hannah's name. She turned around and saw it was Li Yanyu. Enemies meet with particular fury. Jiang Hannah immediately chased after Li Yanyu. Seeing this scene, Pu Xiaoyan remembered what happened at the station earlier. Li Yanyu was also like that back then. Hearing that Jiang Hannah's instrument is broken, he lured the monster away. Now, the same thing happened again, but this time, she decided to do something, and Li Yanyu on the other side was luring the monster to the second floor according to the plan. Jiang Hannah behind him chased and shouted, Li Yanyu, stop running, Chotian wants to talk to you, stop quickly. Li Yanyu ignored her and ran wildly forward. Soon, he saw Blondie ahead. He had already lit the flame at this time. But Jiang Hannah was very close to Li Yanyu. She immediately shot cells at Li Yanyu. In a critical moment, Li Yanyu leaped fiercely over the flames. At the same time, Chuya also appeared from behind, using flames to block the monster. Then the two threw the burning chairs at the monster. The monster, burned by the flames, began to scream. Seeing the monster collapsed on the ground motionless, the group prepared to leave. Chuya looked at Li Yanyu with new respect. To actually think of such a method, you're really creative. But Li Yanyu said this was all Kui Daihan's doing. When they abandoned me and fled the cable car last time, this method saved my life. Seeing Li Yanyu pointing fingers at him, Blondie asked, then how did you survive that fire? Of course, it was thanks to the sprinkler system. As soon as he finished speaking, Li Yanyu realized something. At the same time, the sprinkler system above his head activated and extinguished the fire on that monster. The next second, the monster lunged at the group. In a critical moment, Pu Xiaoyan arrived in time and fiercely thrust the torch into the monster's mouth. The next second, that monster fell to the ground. Black smoke continuously billowed from its body and mouth. Chuya took a Molotov cocktail out of her bag, wanting to eliminate him completely. Suddenly, Jiang Hannah spoke, don't do this. It hurts too much. You made me like this. I can't move now. Classmates, don't hurt me. Blondie told the monster not to talk nonsense. Just a mere monster, still pretending to be Jiang Hannah. But then, that monster started calling Hongmei's name again. Blondie was stunned. Could this monster still be Jiang Hannah now? Chuya said it didn't matter. Now, the most important thing now is to quickly burn it with fire. Hearing this, that monster tensed its legs and lunged directly at Pu Xiaoyan, who was holding the torch. Seeing those cells about to touch Xiaoyan, Li Yanyu rushed over directly, reached out his hand and shouted, stop quickly. As soon as he finished speaking, that monster, as if receiving an order, stopped in its tracks, and Li Yanyu clenched his fist with one hand, feeling only a sharp pain sweeping through his entire body, as if his own nerves were connected to the monster's. Seeing this, Pu Xiaoyan quickly picked up the torch from the ground and set the monster on fire. The scorching flames quickly engulfed the monster, but strangely, Li Yanyu's hand also began to hurt, as if that flame was burning his own hand. Before dying, Jiang Hannah actually laughed, ha ha ha, serves you right. I can sense the cells on Li Yanyu. Has infected too. You won't escape either. With that, she was completely engulfed by the flames. Blondie ignored Jiang Hannah's words, and directly called everyone to hurry down the mountain. But Big Zhuang at this time raised his gun and aimed it at Li Yanyu. Before he could react, Big Zhuang fired a shot. Li Yanyu also fell heavily to the ground. Blood continuously flowed from his mouth, but Big Zhuang didn't stop there. Just as he was about to fire another shot, Blondie rushed forward and grabbed Big Zhuang. Damn it. What are you doing? Stop it quickly. Big Zhuang smashed Blondie's head with the butt of his gun, then aimed his gun at him. Don't you want to live anymore, you fellow? Speaking of which, you've also had close contact with him. I'm going to deal with him just like I deal with you now. But the next second, he turned his gun again. What's wrong with that kid? Blondie turned to look, and found Li Yang. What are you doing? He pointed at Big Zhuang with his infected hand, and said coldly, get this guy for me. As soon as he finished speaking, 4 monsters jumped out from behind Big Zhuang and pounced on him, and Li Yanyu collapsed weakly on the ground and fell unconscious amidst Xiaoyon's calls. Meanwhile, on the beggar uncle's side, the army had already cleared all nearby cells, then prepared to send the old woman to the shelter. The beggar uncle was unwilling to marry her, and prepared to stay here and wait for Li Yanyu and his group. The squad leader, after persuading Wugu, could only lead the team away. Then the beggar uncle returned to the second floor. He saw Officer Wu's body, and immediately carried him downstairs, dug a pit and buried him. Even though I'm a homeless man, it's pretty good that someone is handling your funeral arrangements. Xia Wanji, you should know this is very lucky. Then the beggar uncle went up to the 3rd floor, and found Li Hongmei's body, prepared to bury him too, then began to dig a pit diligently. Suddenly, a weak voice came, "Help me." The beggar uncle paused, and quickly stopped what he was doing, carried Li Hongmei back to the room, complaining that Blondie and his group were really careless. Why didn't they even check if he was still alive?